Hello, welcome back. Part 19 of the Monza video. As you can see, we're still in lockdown. As you've seen from parts sort of 17 and 18, that was filmed prior to the lockdown. We've made really good progress to the point where we only need a few things to sort of get this car back up and running. So Sam's been called back to work, which is where the Monza actually is. So that's a really good thing. So he's been cracking on, which is what I'm going to do. I'll hand you over to Sam in a minute. Just to let you know, we'll keep things coming as best we can, but obviously everyone's in the same situation all over the world with lockdown, so maybe a bit disjointed. We have filmed other things, partially filmed some other things. We've got a new series coming to the channel really soon, which we're really excited about. It may work, it may not work, but who knows, we'll give it a go. That's what it's all about. But yeah, so I'll hand you over to Sam and he can tell you what's been going on. Cheers, Sam.
Hi everyone, I've been called back into work, so it would have been rude not to do a little bit of lockdown Monza work. There it is over my shoulder. It's not really been touched for probably 4 or 5 weeks. Before we left we were waiting on a few parts and well, I've had to come back in for a few days, so yeah, I've been cracking on a little bit. Managed to solve one of the main problems, which was where do all the fuel lines go on the new fuel tank, and with a little bit of help from the guys on one of the Monza forums on Facebook, I think I've about cracked it. So I'll show you what I've been up to. Also going to give the radiator a little spruce up before refitting that. Okay then, so it's finally stopped raining, so it's been absolutely hammering it down all day, and I've got the new fuel tank outside. Already, I think I've already shown you before, it's been Raptor sealed, so it's like a really strong under seal they use on truck beds, like pickup truck beds and things like that, so that'll last forever hopefully. And all the fuel lines and all the clips and everything, as you can see, have been replaced, with the exception of this line that goes from here to here, because I haven't got one big enough, and I think it's because this fitting's very slightly bigger on the replacement tanks. That's the original fitting. I don't know if you can see, but that's slightly smaller, that's slightly bigger, so I'll have to figure out something there. This is the arrangement we've gone with this tank, just like a flexible neck, so I can adjust it up or down as I require, and get it in the right place hopefully. For all you guys, I've had a few people ask me where all the fuel lines go, because it's a common thing on these cars, Monzas, Senators, and a couple of people have asked me where do the fuel lines go, so I'll just give you a quick sort of walkthrough of what I've figured out today with the help of other people as well. So I'll start at the filler neck. Firstly, we've got this line here which comes off and just literally sits beside the tank, and it's supposed to have what I presume is like a little pressure relief valve, and I think this is to stop over pressurization of the tank. And then the rest of the lines really are sort of balancing lines. So you got this one that goes to the first fitting on top of the tank, this one that goes from the big line to the other big line here, and on the other fitting on top of the tank, this goes down into a sort of T-piece. And what this does is it sits up like so, and if you can imagine, that's sitting around the spare wheel well underneath the car, so that bit sits up like that. I managed to save the T-piece off the original pipework, so I'm reusing that, and that end goes to that fitting on top of the tank. The bit that comes off the T-piece goes onto the corner of the tank. Yes, I had to reuse an old clip just there because I didn't have enough. And this bit goes around to this fitting underneath here. So it is a bit of a snake's wedding, however it is doable, and hopefully that is that. There's also the two main fittings on the front, which we've got our main feed, and I think that's the return from the injector rail, like the over-pressurisation from the injector rail. If I've got anything wrong, let me know in the comments. And yeah, hopefully I'm nearly ready to get it back on. Oh, and I need to find 2 big Jubilee clips for this as well, sort of 80mm, 90mm size. But yeah, getting there. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probably refit the radiator, because there's not really much point in having it out at the moment. I've done all the boring over the engine. I've set up the hydraulic lifters to this and the rockers to their base level. So with a bit of luck, it should start like that, and then I can adjust it with it running like we did before, but hopefully a bit cleaner this time. So what I'm going to do is I've very lightly just run a wire brush to get all the stones and loose debris out of the vanes, and this radiator is in fantastic condition. We've flushed it through a couple of times before in the past. There's no leaks. I think with a bit of a spruce up, courtesy of our paint just there, it should come up really nicely. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So there we go. There's our painted radiator, which we'll let dry. That's the bit you'll see on top with our new cap. So it'll look lovely and fresh under there. And just to remind you where it goes, it just slots in right down there and sits on like these little, you probably can't see because it's a bit dark, but there's like these little runners just here that these bits of rubber slot into. Really easy. It's a good design actually. So yeah, good. You might have noticed it's the next day from the light. But what I've done is I've let this radiator dry overnight, and it's looking pretty good, I think. It looks nice and clean through that. Well, you can't actually tell really, but it looks nice and clean through the grill. Grill wants cleaning up, as well. The whole car wants cleaning up really. And I've just put the top hose back on and connected this little vacuum line that goes to the distributor. So the only thing really I need to do now in regards to all this is get the transmission oil cooler lines back on, which go through these little unions down here with these banjo bolts. I'll put new copper washers on, and also get that bottom hose back on as well, which is a little bit tight in there, but it's doable. So yeah, we are getting there. We are nearly there. After I've done this, what I really need to think about doing is a gearbox service, and you should have seen the kit, the service kit before. It's a filter and gaskets, etc. So I'll do that because the lines are all back and connected, and then really we're just waiting for the tank, and we can start the car then and check everything's working properly. Hopefully it'll run and it'll be all right, and then I can set the lifters and rockers, etc. when it's running, as you saw before when it went everywhere. Another different day, another slight bit of progress, although nothing massively interesting is happening at the moment. What I have done is fitted most of the fittings back to the radio again, so you can just see in there's the top fitting for the oil cooler, transmission oil cooler, and right down at the bottom there, you can probably just see at the bottom of the screen, there's our bottom fitting as well. Nice new copper crush washers as well, so it shouldn't leak. And also something I've been waiting for in the post. You might remember, or possibly earlier in the video, I showed you these two fittings here. Well, I've now got my thicker pipe to go on it, so that'll be pipe work done hopefully for this tank, and then I've just got to fit it.
Cool, cheers for that, Sam. So thanks everyone for watching. Really good. As you can tell, I'm now somewhere else. The intro was at my house. I've now had to come back to work, and Sam brilliantly has done some really good work over the last sort of couple of weeks to sort of keep us ticking over. It is what it is, you know. We can only film what we can, remain, you know, social distancing and all that stuff, so we'd rather be safe. And before you know it, we'll be back to filming and we'll be banging out the content. New series coming really soon. Comment if you'd like to see a trailer for that. We'll probably stick it on the end of a video if you'd like to see some of the stuff we've done and the direction we're going to go. Always new projects. We've had some really good stuff from people talking to us, offering us like cars to look at, which is amazing, you know, and hopefully once this has all died down a bit, we're getting amongst it. We're looking forward to reviewing some people's cars. I know some of our stuff earlier, you know, some of the people, well, we don't like the music, or you've not mentioned this, but we've said it before, we're just two guys having a laugh, and we get the opportunity to drive some really lovely cars. We'll get better, you know, we're not professionals, you know, but we're having fun, and we really thank you guys for subscribing. Really close to 600, which is amazing. It only felt like a couple of days ago that was at 500, but it's been amazing. Everybody's watching the videos. We're getting some really good comments, and it's really nice. We're doing it for fun, you know. We want it to be fun. We don't want it to be like boring or anything. So we're just enjoying it. We're trying our best. I'm like, you know, a rookie video editor. So yeah, but like and subscribe. It'd be great. We really love it. It was so close to 600, like I said. Instagram, oddjobs123, and on Facebook, the Odd Jobs. It would be great. Comment along. More videos coming soon. We do apologise, but you know, this is how it's going, and we're trying to get content out to you guys anyway. So yeah, I'll see you later. See you in the next one. Oh, before I go, anything to say, Sam?
Nope.
It's not even funny anymore, but cheers guys. Catch you in the next one.